friends. I'm Prairie Vintage. My name's Linda. I'm an energy intuitive reader here on YouTube. I use spirits, my intuition, the tarot to communicate energies to you guys, most amazing viewers. I'm super excited to get in today's reading because it's going to be absolutely wonderful. We're going to look into your next big blessing. So I'm so happy to deliver good news because I was starting to be the big bad tarot lady that nobody wants to hear from. So thank you, Spirit. I always love when it comes through as a download to do this reading, and it is your next major big blessing coming through. So hopefully we get an idea of timeline, although we can't really pinpoint energy to one specific time. Okay, specifically when we're dealing with general readings and a big collective, it's difficult. Okay, so we'll see if we get clues or hints, but all my readings are timeless, meaning whenever you click on the video is meant to find you at that time, okay? And so it's the right here, right now messaging for your next big blessing. So let's get into the decks we'll be using, and then we will pull 3 cards from this deck right here and 3 charms for each of these piles or each card. If you are pulled to your pile, you know right away which one you want to go to, you can go there straight away. Or we can go through picking these cards. All right, so let's look at the decks. If you guys hear a dog barking in the background, that's my doggy. It's quite a few oracle cards. I didn't pull any tarot, so we might not need, but if I do feel we need clarifiers, then we might pull some tarot. But I wasn't called to grab any, which is very unusual. I just got this. If you guys are interested in taking a look at the cards in this deck, I just uploaded a video revealing those cards because that's a brand new deck for me. And we have 2 more. And finally, the Osho Zen Tarot, which we'll be using for your 3 picks. That's this deck right here. So let's get into the disclaimer quickly. For those of you guys new to this channel, or if you're new to tarot, tarot does not predict what the future holds outside of what is already in your state of consciousness. So it's mirroring back to you a state of consciousness or energy frequency in which you're sitting in. So this is the trajectory of energy as you're tuned into that frequency. If you shift your frequency, then you can certainly change your future. Okay, so this blessing is something that you're lining yourself up to receiving from the universe, something you're manifesting that's going to come towards you. Okay, so you can change your energy. That's not set in stone. Don't let a pair of talking hands on the internet tell you what's for you and what's not for you. Okay, so it should be something that resonates for you as a knowing. Okay, if we're out of whack with our intuition, then we might question. And so just ask Spirit to get a confirmation in that reading that's going to really sell you whether that's your pile or not, okay? Because I won't be really doing any energy check. I'll just be reading the 3 piles and communicating what the 3 blessings are. And so if you are pulled to all 3, then certainly could be all 3 messages for you. They can all be interconnected, okay? And sometimes I tap into energy that's around you, a situation around you. So it might be that you need to crisscross energies, but it should still resonate with your story, your situation, and your energy frequency. Okay, and if you're not drawn to any of them, that's absolutely fine. Don't force it to fit. If it doesn't resonate, it doesn't resonate. And of course, I can't wait to hear what it is that Spirit wants to deliver to you. So, beautiful people, let's take a look at the 3 options for your picks. So this is a pick a card. We'll pull 3. And we'll ask Spirit for a clear and concise message for the collective that's tapped into this reading, to pull 3 cards for the next major blessing coming into their world, next big blessing that they can expect to receive. Spirit, clear and concise message here, please. Can we get 3 cards for the collective? Thank you so much. Please protect me and the collective as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good in the collective. Thank you so much, Spirit. Thank you so much. viewer, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm so blessed to be here. Angels, let's reveal these three. All right, so if you know which one you want, you can go straight away to your pick. This is 1, 2, 3. We'll also pull a charm for each of these, and I'll be revealing these shortly. All right, so option number 1, we have inner voice with the card number 2. So this is giving me High Priestess vibes. Option number 2, we have sharing. So this is kind of giving me Empress / Six Pentacles vibe with sharing. And option number 3, we have isolation with the number 3 here. And this is giving me like a 3 swords type energy, or maybe even like a 4 swords type energy. My dog just won't stop barking here. It's annoying. Okay, so pile number 1, let's pull your charm. Pile 1, we have the airplane. Plane. Option number 2, and we have the coffee pot or the teapot. And option number 3, we have a rose. A rose. All right. So I'm going to move this box out of our way. And I will put this over here so that you guys can, let me see. It's kind of hard to see, isn't it? Maybe over here is better. Let's see. This card is super light, so it's kind of hard to make out. I think this is about as good as it's going to get, you guys. As good as it is going to get. So sit with this energy. 1, 2, 3. I'll put the timestamp in the description box in the pinned comment below. It will take you directly to your pick, and I will see you at your pick. Bye-bye. Hello, gorgeous angels. Pile number 1. You guys picked the inner voice, card number 2 that I said looks like High Priestess energy, and this plane. We'll get into what your big blessing is coming towards you. So I do ask that you go listen to the disclaimer if it's your first time to tarot or your first time to this channel. Okay. This is all about your own intuition. And so if you are working on developing your own intuition, then we'll sit through this card layout where you can tune your intuition into mine, and then we can tap into the divine together, and then I will channel what this is all about. Sometimes channeling comes through as I lay the cards out. I don't always know what I'm going to see, but you can skip straight away to the channeled message if you want to get to that. Okay, we'll go over this energy together. And this is the next major blessing coming towards you, which I'm super excited to communicate to you. It might be difficult to know if this is your message, so you might want to work with the divine to confirm maybe what you'll see, feel, or hear to determine whether this message is right for you. Okay, so I'll give you a moment to do that, whatever it is you want to confirm, and then this way you'll know for sure that this message is meant for you, okay? But if you're right in tune with your intuition, you'll know this will be resonating for you, okay? If you're pulled to any other pile, you can go check it out. Don't feel like you're being greedy or that you can only have one blessing, okay? Sometimes energy is very connected, especially if you're tapped into my channel and you resonate with my readings, then chances are you might resonate with all 3 piles here, okay, which is an absolute blessing to have this much information in regards to your next big blessing. So I'm very excited to get into it. Beautiful pile number 1, and let's get into your reading. I do want to make mention though, sorry, before we get into it, if you're interested in 15% off, I am running a promotion right now, 15% off of all vintage jewelry and readings, private readings off my site. If you enter in the code ONELOVE15, that's ONELOVE and the number 15, I'll leave the information below. At the checkout, ONELOVE15, you'll get 15% off. That runs until February 14th, Valentine's Day. Okay, so Pisces energy with the High Priestess pulling through, which says inner voice in this plane. So, is your intuition or something telling you to make a move or to, because a plane could definitely be talking about travel, okay, but it could be about movement just as a whole. like bridging the gap between you and something. And it could be that the something seems almost insurmountable, like a far distance or a big stretch of something. You might have come a long way. But I also feel like maybe we're getting outside of our comfort zone as well, because I don't feel like we're coming home. I feel like we're taking off is kind of what I feel, So let's see, before I get into too much information, what these cards might reveal. So we have strength. Strength comes from many sources. Staying strong brings confidence, conviction, and a balanced body, mind, and soul. Spirit has its own unique and beautiful way of replenishing your soul. With strength on a continual basis, you're never really alone, as we're always with you. So this is message from spirits on the other side. So when it says we are always with you, your angel guides, your ancestors, the divine. But I feel like this is requiring some courage. Like I said, bridging the gap between you and something that you've always wanted, I feel. So strength is Leo energy. So we have Pisces, Leo. But strength in the tarot is all about finding the courage to face something that maybe has been difficult. We've been held back, or we've been maybe, conflicted. Maybe our inner voice was telling us one thing and we weren't sure how to move forward or how to proceed with something. So we have vision, number 43. To find enlightenment, seek nowhere, for it lives within you. So that's beautiful. So this is card number 7. And 7 is all about movement and success. So we were getting movement from the plane as a whole, but movement for the sake of movement isn't necessarily always great. This has to be balanced movement, and will we be successful? So this is giving me Chariot, which is success through movement. And we see the honeybees. Bees could be talking about working together. We see 3 women here and 3, garden fairies or something. I'm seeing the rows. Some of you guys might be pulled to pile 3, and maybe you thought maybe you can only pick one pile here for your blessing. If you were called to number 3, there might be a tie, okay? You might be also resonating with the 3rd pile. So this is giving me 3 pentacles. And a 3 pentacle is collaborating, working with someone else, manifesting, building something, making ourselves available. And this lady has scissors, so she's cutting the cord to something. So maybe we've had to cut free from some belief or some cord that was holding us back from successful movement. I'm also getting, Cancer energy from the Chariot, but I was getting, like this vision is like a desire, like a wish and a hope that I feel we might have, been talking our way out of, or had some dialogue about how do I get there, or like how do I free myself to get there, or how do I break free so that I can build something. But I do feel a lot of happiness with this enlightenment. Like this is peace, this is joy. I'm getting Aquarius from the star, so it's like wishes fulfilled, the vision of the future. And we have rune stones, and it says ancient wisdom, fate, and divinity. So divinity is certainly like something we're predestined sort of to do with this fate. And you feel really called to something here potentially. It feels right for you, but I do feel like we're leaving our comfort zone, or we're leaving a situation and we're being moved. Destiny is moving us to something that feels like it's predestined here. Duality, many meanings and misunderstandings. So I was getting with this inner conflict, see, inner voice, like an inner conflict. So I feel like there was a misconception or an inner critic. There's something we had to cut out that was creating this. And duality could mean a part of me was on one sort of understanding, and another part of me was maybe still in shadow. And that's why we're getting this Chariot, because Chariot's all about integration of shadow, so we can ride through with the Chariot successful in light and energy, transmuting shadow. So we have 36, which is the number 9, and 9 is hermit energy. We have the red here, which could be talking about root chakra. Okay, but I'm getting a lot of devil energy from the red. And so there was some misconception, I think, that we held that we needed to transform or work with that was putting us into minds. Here we see the skull, which is Scorpio energy, and then, of course, the devil's Capricorn. Okay, we have shouting. So this could definitely be a misunderstanding. So many meanings. So what I'm getting is also this and that could be right, could be true, if we have many meanings. And so what's with this shouting? Are we needing to be heard, maybe? Or we were needing to express ourselves? Something's being shattered here, and I feel like it's the illusion or the false idea we had might have had to get shattered. The false self or the false belief. And look at this baby's inside of this man's head. So it's like the child self or the free self, the self that wants to express, has to sort of break free from the mold of who we tried to be or force our way to become, or who we thought we had to be. So we have number 8 here, which is kicking back to strength, courage, movement, change, and attainment. And so we have higher consciousness with 21, or the number 3. So 3 is giving me this 3 pentacles, because 3 is about growth, relationships. It says Sirius, Pleiades, and Arcturus. Interesting. So we have the galaxy out there with higher consciousness. Okay. And then we have reflection with 35, or number 8 again. So now we have 3 8s. 8's very auspicious here, but 88 is a master number. And that's a higher calling that is grounded in self-awareness and reverence for life, which is kind of the energy we're feeling here, you know? It's like a higher calling, like we feel pulled to something here that was destined. Okay, but it's as grounded in self-awareness. So if we're not grounded in our self-awareness and we're still needing to shatter some illusion or some belief that was a misunderstanding, it's an unhealthy attachment to a belief or something that could have been holding us back. So reflection's giving me the hermit energy, which we were getting from the number 9. So reflection on how to overcome an obstacle or something that seemed very fixed or set. Mount Shasta's moon in California. Moon is all about feminine. It's also intuition, emotions. So we had to reflect on something. We have cleanse and clarify with the bathroom. So clarify would stand to reason if we're sitting needing to reflect upon the truth of something. And cleanse could certainly be the shedding of the false misunderstanding or the dualistic mindset here in order to cleanse something. So bathroom, it's a release of something. And we have spring, awakening, projects, and renewal. This is beautiful. New life, a rebirth. A rebirth comes after a death. And we have perceptivity. So how are we seeing something here? I feel like this one flame or this one candle is an inspired action, feeling inspired to take action. 8 again. So now we have 4 8s. So 8s, like I said, it's all about movement, change, attainment. It's the strength card in the tarot, which represents facing our fears, but having grace, and also represents the star in the tarot, which is Aquarius energy, getting our wish or a vision of something we want to attain. Maybe getting very focused, but we need to shift how we're seeing things. The moon's coming out again, which is giving me Cancer, Pisces energy, and it's, again, emotions, femininity, the intuition. Needing to get very focused here, despite fears even with the moon here, or the fear of the obstacle, or fear is the obstacle. So we have family here with number 2 and people. So 2 is about duality, but 2 is about choices. It's about bringing balance and harmony. So we see 3 kids again. We see 3 people. 3 kids again. Well, we saw baby here. So the inner child and the 3 people. So 3. 3 keeps giving me relationships, like working with people, being able to work with others here. And here it talks about family. So kicking back to this destiny, it's like feeling like we belong somewhere, or a soul family, making a move to something. And look, I didn't even notice the little baby here in the crib. So baby energy coming through. That's this rebirth or renewal. Innocence with the children. Okay, and we have caterpillar. Things will not always be this way. A change is coming. So the caterpillar is, before it's free, it's sort of in this form. Okay, and then we have the dolphin. Financial gain, usually coming from something you did in the past. So we don't take words so literal, but a financial gain could certainly be something becoming real in the practical, in the pentacle realm here, based on something that's already in your life, like laying the foundation or the groundwork for something you've been building upon. But the dolphin talks about love, friendship, companionship, emotional intelligence. Beautiful. And so we see 60 with the angel numbers. Pay attention to the signs. Your angels are trying to deliver a message. 6 is about the lovers. So this is this destiny, this choice we were talking about, the lovers. And then finally, we have wood nymph with beauty. 52, or the number 7. So 7 is that chariot energy we were feeling from this vision. And that's Cancer energy. And look, we have 3 ladies again. So I'm getting 3 cups, 3 pentacles. So what is 3 cups, 3 pentacles? It's a celebration. It's a coming together. It's our soul family. It's growth. It's relationships. It's the initial success of something here. And here she's wearing the white dress, which is about purity. Wood nymph with beauty. Okay. So let me sit here with this energy and channel what your next big blessing is. Let me pick my wand. And you guys can click straight away on the channeled reading if you want to jump ahead. Okay. This is a beautiful energy. I feel things have been very heavy. So this could be your energy or energy with someone that you're working with. Okay, take this into context for whatever situation you have that you're working with. Okay, if I say it's you and it sounds like an energy that's beside you or around you, then because we do have a lot of people showing through here, which could be working with someone or in a community of people, okay? But I feel there's a heaviness here, and the heaviness is really something we carry from within. It's very apparent to me. So it's either, again, like I said, it's either you're carrying this misconception or this inner conflict or someone you've been working with. But I will read as though it's you carrying this inner conflict. Okay, so this inner conflict drives a lot of our decisions or lack of decisions, or whether we're successful or not successful. And so I feel like there's a big achievement here in overcoming a big part of self that has been a hindrance. It is an unhealthy way of engagement here, and it needed to be transformed. And so I feel like it was in a state of just this caterpillar state, like it needed to be transformed into a higher version of itself so that it could find freedom in its choices and it could find beauty. And so I feel like there's something here you've been working on, or it's been taking some time to gain ground, or you just felt like you couldn't manifest more or show up in an energy that you knew was out there for you to be, like a higher state of potential for you, or being able to connect from a higher state of understanding so that you could show up and and create whatever you want to create with. I feel it's a community, so either building a community together or show up to work with someone to manifest something here. For some of you guys, it is about romance with the rose, this pink rose, but I feel like deeper, it is about finding the self-love and finding the authenticity within self that shatters any illusion of the false self or false story or the inner critic that prevents us from being successful. And so there's some ingrained story, something that needed to be cut away, something that needed to be released or cleansed, or at least brought to the surface, that needed to be shattered. And it created a misunderstanding or an unhealthy pattern in how you engaged. And I feel like it created a big obstacle or a big fear getting in the way of some blessing here. And the blessing, I feel, is to be able to create and manifest this thing that you had your eye on. Because I feel like whatever this blessing is, you already know what it is because you've been wishing and hoping, and it seemed like a faraway desire of a manifestation. But there was a held back energy here because we felt we really lacked, or we didn't have what it was that we needed to either take the first step or to move towards it, because it seems so distant. It seemed like we couldn't be that version or get to that place because it seems so far away, or a version of us in a distant future we could never attain. And so I feel like Spirit is really confirming here, like your pathway here is very clear, is very destined here for you to align yourself, because there is a manifestation, and I think all signs have been pointing to gear you up towards this thing. If you've been seeing angel numbers, if you've been having signs, symbols, synchronicities, everything has been pointing you towards you can do this and you are going to manifest something here. Okay, but I feel like the big involvement here in moving this forward was really your ability to overcome some relationship you held within yourself that prevented success or prevented you from having traction or movement and feeling not free. And yeah, I feel like, I don't know, you've taken time, or you have taken a lot of time to sit and reflect and contemplate. And I feel like there is this seeing how you can achieve this. There's this new vitality within you that is stronger than the fear or stronger than the uncertainty. It's stronger than the heavy energy that you carried that allows you to break free or cut away or release this that's no longer serving you, so that you can have momentum here. And I feel like you're going to learn very quickly that this sets you free, but it's also a very beautiful energy here, because it's like you're liberated. Like, look how beautiful this is. Totally liberated, totally thinking I should have done this, made this decision sooner, totally align with your home. I feel like this is a place where you can, hang your hat or hang your coat and stay, because I do feel like it is your community, or at least this feels very peaceful and very welcoming, but I feel like it's come with a lot of challenge here with these, what are these called? Lotus flowers. Okay. Because the lotus flowers is always talking about adversity, like through the adversity, there's this beauty. And so I feel like it's been a struggle. It's been a challenge. Maybe we weren't seeing eye to eye. Maybe it's mostly about an internal battle or an internal struggle or a need for deep self-love or a need to work with the purest part of self, but I feel like the inner child knew what it wanted, and it wanted to be heard, and it wanted to be expressed, and it wanted to be fulfilled. And so we didn't know how to fulfill this cry, but we knew that there was something that was pulling us, or an inner voice that knew there was something more, or a higher state of potential that we could attain or become at some point. And so this is what's happening, and what's shifting here is the beautiful thing is you're freeing yourself, cutting yourself from any cord to past version that didn't allow manifestation, that was keeping people away from you or your community from not coming together, any fears that were holding you back, any major obstacles that seemed like they were insurmountable or you couldn't overcome. It's like this plane is going to go over top of any mountaintop. This plane is going to go wherever it needs to in this earth. Like, there's no place that the plane cannot get to, and so I feel like there's an unstoppable energy, which is very different than maybe how you're feeling in the past, like you're really weighed down or held down by a belief you couldn't, or that the obstacle was just too big or unmovable here, no matter how destined you might have felt pulled towards whatever this is. So I feel like you're healing and transforming a big part of some unhealthy pattern that's existed for quite some time. And I feel like the past energy here, we see this one candle and it does not have a flame. And then we see this candle and look at this flame. So it was like the unhealthy part of self that needed to be transformed, didn't allow there to be this flame that could drive action, because Ace of Wands is all about inspired action to go towards what it is we're passionately sort of pulled towards. And so even though there's a little bit of fear still here with the red, I think the fear was predominant, or the unhealthy attachment was bigger than the passion or desire or the ability to trust self beyond the fear or the doubt or uncertainty. And here it's the opposite here. But I feel like we change how we engage. And I feel like we come to understand something with the open book, and even the High Priestess talks about a knowing here. So I feel like we're revealed something about ourselves that becomes a knowing. And so once you see it, you can't unsee it. It changes how we engage. And I feel like it allows us to work better and to overcome a big part of what used to get in our way. And it might have been a big hindrance or a big hang up, because of this way of being that would always sort of get in the way. So if we had a bad, and I use bad lightly, but let's say a bad experience when it came to a belief about making money, let's say, for example. And so I held this belief, and it was my relationship with money. And so therefore I couldn't, no matter how much I tried, become successful or attain financial wealth or whatever. And it's like, I can now see something about myself that was preventing me from allowing that misconception, to just fall away, because there was nothing true. And so if we come from, let's say, a background family that's like, you have to grind for your money, and, only the rich get richer and the poor get poorer type mindset. And if we really are ingrained with that belief, we could really limit ourselves, Okay, that's just one example here, whatever this is. But I feel like there was an unhealthy dialogue that was really challenging you. And now we see this light. And I think it was always there. Like this talks about this, seek nowhere, for it lives within you. This knowledge was always there, but we didn't see it, because I think the unhealthy belief drove the agenda here, and it would require real investigating, real reflection, real love of self to shatter this perception we had, or this misunderstanding about self. And I feel that's what we shatter. We shatter the false. We get more in line with the truth. And then this allows movement, and this allows manifestation, and it allows there to be harmony and celebration and something coming, in line with your destined path here, which I feel is beautiful. And so this is like this higher state of higher consciousness, and this renewal. I feel like this new energy, not only does it bring beauty here into your world, like everything turns into color, I feel like it is something that can't be shifted, because it's a piece of information and knowledge of self that we see that extends outwards, so that we have this higher state of awareness about who we are. And so we continue to manifest from this place, and so I do feel like it is an awakening about self, or like a truth we reveal about self that allows us to be reborn. And I see this purple here, which is kicking me back to this High Priestess, because purple is all about our intuition and working with the divine. And I do feel like there is trusting our inner voice, trusting the divine, listening to this. It's coming crystal clear. And so whatever sort of devil might have been holding us back in our world, it doesn't hold the power anymore. The fear doesn't hold the power. It's my intuition I can trust. My voice, my inner voice I can trust. And when we're battling that inner voice because it's not a healthy relationship with self, or if we don't truly love self, then we can't listen to our intuition because we might be, led astray. But I feel here is like a true graduation from a passing energy that seemed very heavy and restrictive to allowing ourselves to move towards what we want, not being held back, and even these closed eyes, because I feel like we can move where we intuitively feel inspired to move towards with ease. It's not heavy. And we're just sort of allowing it to go. There's no resistance. There's no fear. There's no confusion. There's no unhealthy attachment holding us back or belief of self. It's very beautiful here. And I feel like it's something very loud and proud. Like it's beyond a shadow of a doubt what it is here that you're moving towards here. And so it could be, without a doubt, like starting a family, or a family could be symbolic of your soul family, a community of people, having a child, getting married. 3 cups could be just a celebration here of your next phase, your next phase and whatever sort of project you have on the go here that's been under wraps for some time. And this is something you would know already, because I think you envisioned it, but you envisioned it as something that it was probably very distant or that you would never be able to achieve, just kind of seemed like a dream far away. So you are guided, and you have been guided this whole time, but I feel you can actually celebrate. You can celebrate because you can see the progress here. So beautiful pile number 1. This is your reading. I hope this resonated for you guys, and I will see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Hello, gorgeous angels. Pile number 2. And you guys picked the card of sharing and this coffee pot or teapot. We'll get into this energy shortly. What are we looking at? We're looking at your next major blessing. So what's coming towards you in way of energy for this blessing? I can't wait to see it. Use your own intuition, okay? And I'll give you a moment here to come up with what you will see, feel, or hear to determine whether this messaging is for you. Only you can do that, okay? If this resonates with your intuition, then certainly take and accept this message. You don't have to accept anything or take anything that does not resonate for you, okay? And because I'm not really checking your energy ahead of time, you're the only one that's going to know whether this is resonating for you, okay? So it's best to come up with something you can confirm with spirit to see whether this is your pile. Now, you can certainly be pulled to all 3 or 2. That's fine. Okay, if you are, go check those out. Don't be limited to one pile. Okay, only if you're called to, of course. And so throughout the card layout is the best way for you to tap into your intuition, and we can use the divine to sort of channel whatever it is that is going to be pulling through here. But if you want to go straight away to your main reading, you can click on that timestamp and it'll take you directly to the reading. Okay, so let's take a look at the first energy that's pulling through here with this sharing. Now, I did say I was feeling Empress energy here, because look at her. She looks all abundant here. She has some fruit, abundance, and she's sharing, which I was feeling 6 Pentacles. Because she's abundant, she can give, And so when we give from this full place, it's a beautiful feeling. And when we become master of this place of giving selflessly, it becomes just as beautiful as receiving, this ability to give. So I feel like there's something here about something very beautiful that we're able to share and feel love from giving, which is beautiful. I see this Ace of Wands here with this candle. Some of you guys might have been drawn to pile 1. Okay, because that was really sticking out from that pile, only if you're called. We see some sunflowers in the background. Sunflowers could certainly be talking about clarity and joy, okay? And the sunflowers face the sun when the sun is out. And so it's like knowing clarity, facing certainty, okay? And coffee pot or teapot, I don't know which this is. It kind of looks like a coffee pot to me, but I don't know what you guys call it from where you're from, but in the booklet, it talks about, when we talk about tea time or something, it's like, a gathering of 2 people or more coming together. So it could be a relationship or relationships, but it could be a conversation or a much needed sort of bonding, potentially between you and someone, or getting intimate, understanding something or having a clear channel of communication, giving and receiving, flow of communication, quality time or something like this. let's see what pulls through before I get too wrapped up into what that is. Okay, so we have receive. Yes, look at this. So giving and receiving. An open channel. I have not even looked at these. Okay, so you're a kind and loving soul who constantly reaches out and gives to others. What was I telling you guys? Totally what I felt. But now it's time for you to learn how to graciously receive. Just as with the ebb and flow of the tides, the art of giving and getting hiccups. The art of giving and receiving is the natural law and order of the universe. So maybe when I was reading this, you're like, I keep giving. But I think this energy is definitely a beautiful energy that likes to give. And now it's saying, well, you're going to receive. Well, this is perfect because this is a reading about what's your next major blessing. And so there's certainly something coming towards you. Look at the beautiful purple. Purple is giving me high priestess energy. So some of you guys might be intuitive, well, you're here at a card reading, but highly intuitive, like psychic. You know, maybe your third eye is open here. So we have the Empress, which is Venus energy, Taurus, Libra. And then we have Pisces with the High Priestess, Sun God, and we're seeing sunflowers. So what's this? Card number 40. So 4 is all about stability. It could be Emperor energy here. It says, come all, come now, expand into the skies and into the shadows below. So that's expansive energy. Into the skies and into the shadows below. Beautiful yellow energy. I'm feeling a lot of Leo from the sunflowers and from this sun god. So this is clarity and certainty. And look at this beautiful sun coming out. Some clarity, some certainty here. Gate, freedom, openness, opportunity. Wow. So a gate could be talking about like a transition, you know, from one phase to another phase when we enter a gate or a portal of sorts. But it could be, you know, resistance if we're faced with a gate. It could be sort of keeping us out or a boundary of sorts. But I feel like here we see the castle or the palace and the sun's coming out from behind this palace. Freedom, openness, and opportunity. Okay. Then we see the little bees in the background. So bees could be talking about working together. And we see 3. 3s are all about growth and relationships. It's also Empress energy. So I'm getting Empress and Emperor energy from this so far. Masculine, feminine energy. So we have card number 33. 33 is a master number. That's about reproduction, which is Empress, divine feminine energy. Creativity, which is sun energy. Humor, Christ consciousness, joy. Yeah, it's all about harmony. So what does it say here? Building your world. Creation, expansion, networking. Yeah, expansive. Remember, reaching out and to the shadows. Expansive energy. And 33 is the number 6, which is lovers. Lovers is about a choice. It could be about our destined lover with the number 6 here. Oh my goodness, this is pretty crazy here. So we have 40. Guys, look at these numbers. 44. So 44 is integrity as a foundation, treating the earth as home and a temple. It's about manifestation and leadership. So leadership comes through with this sun god energy, masculine energy, more 4s. 4 is about stability, structure, foundation, and planning. This could have been about communication in regards to some sort of planning or setting a date of something. Okay, so we have harvest, which gives me Virgo energy, gathering of blessings. It's getting a lot of Virgo energy from this. Harvest. And we have roots, number 2. So 2 is all about balance, duality, and choices. Partnership. So harvest and roots. So when something's ready for harvest, and we sometimes have to pull out the root, something ready to be picked, or something is getting grounded with roots. Let's see. Miracles. Oh my goodness. 27. Or the number 9, more Virgo energy. So the Northern Lights, Iceland. Northern Lights. I don't know if you guys have witnessed the Northern Lights, but another name is the Aurora Borealis, and it's absolutely beautiful. And some say that it's like our ancestors sort of trapped there in order to protect. And so when we see it, it's like absolutely beautiful because we feel connected to our ancestors. Here we see the polar bear. Miracles. So when we're talking about blessings and we see miracles, that's absolutely beautiful. Let's see. And Iceland could literally be talking about something that might have been iced over or stuck here with the Iceland. Although, yeah, see, we see a mountain here. So something maybe of an obstacle. 9, creativity. So a lot of creative energy with the sun. Okay, creation, creativity, sun. It's all about masculine source to create. The Venice Renaissance with Italy. So Italy is very romantic here. And look at this picture. It's kind of like a museum, something picturesque, something frozen in time, or an ideal thing that we could frame, an ideal experience or something. Maybe art with the creativity. Okay, let's keep going. Dandelion, vitality, empowerment, and perseverance. So empowerment could definitely be talking about masculine energy. Dandelion could be used, and I think you can use all parts of a dandelion, if I'm not mistaken, to make teas, to digest. Gathering of blessings in this miracle. Oh my goodness, this is quite the reading, you guys. And then we have uncovering. So what is happening here? It looks like she's wearing these gloves with claws on them. And she's digging something out. Like what? Pulling roots out? Digging it out? You see fruit, which she's holding. And this thing, which I don't know what it is, but inside you see the Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups is an emotional new beginning. And we see, I don't know, looks like a granny picture or something here. And the number 5. 5 is all about conflict, loss, and change. And it's also about the rebuild. So is there a rebuild of something here? Where should we put it? Let's put that right there. Okay. And then we have great gratitude. Wow. Consciousness with the number 4. So 4 coming through again, Emperor energy. Consciousness is what? Awareness. Like coming into knowing, being aware of something here. And look at more fruit. Beautiful harvest here. And it's a beautiful summer day. So it's giving me the sunflower energy. Like there's clarity, there's certainty, there's joy here. Like look how beautiful this picture looks, all full of color. Great gratitude. Wow. And then we have the rainbow. Most difficult part of a situation is over. Wow. So what? Light at the end of the tunnel, or pot at the end of the rainbow, or crossing through this gate to the light? But the rainbow could be talking about hope, or seeing things from many different perspectives. I'm getting more hope with the rainbow. I'm also getting a lot of color, like seeing things in color where things might have been very dark, or I don't know, black and white. Something's uncovered here. Lily, spiritual love. Oh my goodness, you guys. Spiritual love. Isn't that something? Okie dokie. And speaking up. Totally got that with this. So what is this? Your soul is guiding you to stand in your light and speak your truth. Something's being communicated here that provides some sort of clarity here. 1 is all about new beginnings. So we're seeing an Ace of Cups here. So it could be an emotional new beginning, some new beginning here, potential opportunity. 1 also represents the Magician, which is this creation energy, manifestation. It's also representing Mercury, which is communication. Okay, it can also be talking about timing. So now's the right time. Something maybe to come to an end, or for a challenge to come to an end, which we had the 5 here, or something to be rebuilt, to plant roots or be pulled out. I don't know. Something's come to harvest. All right. Well, that's interesting. 1 can also be representing the Fool, because it's the first card in the Major Arcana, which is also a new beginning. Like taking a risk. And we have the Mystic Meadow with Sanctuary, number 26, or the number 8. 8's about movement and change and attainment. And here we have what looks like royalty, like a bunny and a bear. Bear always gives me divine masculine energy, Emperor energy. So heavy Aries, Leo. And here we see a fox. So fox are quite cunning, but very intelligent creatures here. So was there maybe something that we weren't in the know of, or something that wasn't on the up and up or clear to us? Maybe some tricky energy, or we had to think on our feet. This is giving me divine timing here with the bunny. Sanctuary, mystic meadow. Look at that forest. And the bear could represent the boss, the masculine energy, someone very stubborn or very fixed. Okay, so this is a lot, you guys. Let me sit here with this energy, see what I can channel, and then if you want to go straight away to your reading, you can click on the timestamp, okay? Building your world. Oh my goodness. Okie dokie. Beautiful angels. This is beautiful. I don't feel like there's really, the Spirit's not asking you to do much of anything at all. I feel like you're being rewarded by the universe here, okay? Because I feel like you've been in such a beautiful energy. And it might have not have felt good to you always, but I feel like it's a beautiful energy because it's very much in a giving, sort of from a heart place. You know, it's an abundant place. You're very abundant here with your love. You're abundant with your sharing and your compassion and your ability to share what you have with others from a very beautiful, genuine place. Okay. And so I feel like the universe is saying it's time for you to receive. And what you're receiving here is sort of the light at the end of some experience that I think you've been on the other side of. You know, like when we're carrying the heavy load, when we're the ones picking up the heavy burden, I guess, if you will, or the ones sort of cleaning up after others, like playing the mother role, I feel here. I feel we're crossing over to the other side of a situation where we're getting clarity, okay? But I feel like we might have been in a situation that was feeling very, unclear and uncertain, stuck, okay? But I do feel like there was a lot of love here, regardless if this was stuck. I don't feel it was anything that felt very like it still felt beautiful here, although something might have been very stuck. There was a lot of beauty here, okay? But I feel like maybe we lost hope, or we just accepted something for what it was. You know, like it is kind of what it is, and I'm learning to cope with what it is here. And so I see the beauty in this situation, but something seemed very fixed or stuck. But I think there was a vision or an understanding of something that maybe you envisioned that you would want. Okay, and I feel like Spirit is saying this is being handed to you by way of clarity. So you could certainly be dealing with this is spiritual love. We have an emperor coming, but some form of clarity regarding stability, regarding creating something for your future. Something is expanding in your world that will allow you to find structure where there might have been an uncertainty here. Okay, so you're being given the gift of clarity, expansion, certainty, and crossing to a side that's more joyful, more comfortable. It's reaping the rewards here of whatever sort of energy you've been outputting, because I feel like there's been a lot of output of energy here from you and not a whole lot of return on your investment. Okay, so I do feel like you've been invested, and I do feel like this harvest, okay, this fruit you've been providing, or the seed you've been watering, has taken a long time to grow roots. If anything, it didn't feel like it had roots. There was nothing that seemed like it was grounded or stable. I feel like a lot here is talking about stability and creation and expansion. Okay, but I feel like it's not from a place of you sort of being with this fox here out in the dark or not seeing, you know, and maybe you're dealing with someone who is very stubborn or very fixed in their way, or just you felt like you were in the dark, you know, and here it's talking about you gaining empowerment from clarity and certainty and you coming in the know of something here. So we're uncovering a truth, and we're uncovering our way out of a challenging situation that might have been in the dark or might have been just something you buried or put behind you. You know, we went and buried it, put it behind us, accepted sort of what is. And now it's coming to harvest. And now we get to gather these blessings. And I feel like it's almost unbelievable because it seems almost like a miracle here. We had something we envisioned, and we envisioned it in some certain way. And I feel like, I don't know, like there's some sort of vision, some sort of something that was imprinted in your mind in some way, but it seemed like I will park this sort of as a dream or as a hope, as something here that would be nice. And so we fantasize about, a day I can go on this beautiful trip and it'd be this way, or I'd experience this thing. And it's like I've come to terms with just sort of sitting here as this being a fantasy of sorts, but I feel like in the meantime, you might have been experiencing a lot of darkness. And why there was darkness is because I feel like there was an output of energy and not a whole lot coming in towards you. And although I do feel there was a lot of beauty here with the northern lights or the aurora borealis, I do feel the dark is still only at night can we see those beautiful lights. We can't see it in the daytime. And I think you got so used to the darkness that you didn't realize you were sort of sitting in darkness. And that you started to see all this beautiful lights and all of this possibility. And so even the possibility that you were seeing here that was absolutely beautiful was still just sort of a hope and a fantasy or some sort of thing you could frame on the wall and look at, but you can't engage. You can't go over there and experience. And it's like, ooh, that'd be fabulous. And look how beautiful. So we're seeing the beautiful colors. You were definitely divinely guided and protected here towards this beautiful miracle that's unfolding here. Okay. And so I feel like this is creating some solid foundation that I feel you envisioned, or that is stemmed from some form of miracle that you might have completely have given up on here that's surfacing. And I do feel it stems from maybe a conversation. Okay, so for some of you guys, it could be someone in the past, or someone where we had a falling out, or someone that it didn't work, or something that just we put behind us because there wasn't enough information or clarity or certainty. They're coming forward with communication and clarity regarding something, an offering of something here. Okay, and so I feel like we're able to see that we planted roots, however long it took. And I feel like it became desolate, or it just became something that we couldn't pick any of our harvest. And now we're seeing that we can gather our harvest because it's coming into fruition. And look how beautiful this is. So there's lots of blessings here coming towards you. And I see a whole bunch of birds, and birds talk about communication. Okay, so I feel like if there was a block in communication or uncertainty about something because there was a lack of information, I feel like there's a lot of information, a lot of beautiful information and confirmation here. And I feel it's very healing with this dandelion, making dandelion tea. So I feel like it's something we can digest, okay, with this harvest. We're digesting, and it's bringing health back to a situation, health back to us, vitality into something, giving us something to feel empowered. And also with this perseverance, I feel like it's something that maybe you lost hope on, but you continue to persevere in your energy of seeing beauty or giving of yourself here. I feel like you held this candle or this inspired, beautiful energy of the Empress to give. And it's like, but the Empress also receives and attracts towards her. And I feel this is exactly what you did. It attracted towards you this expansive energy that's going to be building this. I do feel it's like a palace or an empire here with this castle top, and the sun is rising here. Okay, but we're walking through this sort of portal or this gateway, and it does feel like freedom. It feels like finally there's this opportunity to walk on the other side of this and experience something here that's, it might have been frozen state or just sort of hanging on a wall till a future date, frozen in time in some way or another. So yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. I feel like the lily talks about like our experience and sensuality and peace, and I feel like this is something that is taken quite some time here, to remain peaceful, to really sort of allow things to experience here. But the fact that we're seeing this spiritual love, like I feel like it goes so deep. It goes very, very deep that I feel it connects here to another world. And so I do feel like any obstacle that seemed very fixed, or anyone you're dealing that seemed like they were getting in the way of your obstacle, I feel like this is what's being removed. This is what's coming into your awareness. Everything that was sort of hidden from you or you weren't in the know is becoming clear to you. It's becoming known to you. It's becoming communicated to you. It's becoming shared to you. It's becoming given to you. It's allowing you to create. It's providing joy and certainty and clarity here. Okay. And so I think you're going to be very excited here for this, because it's like it's coming to life from the earth here. Beautiful pile number 2. This is your reading. I hope this resonated for you guys, and I will see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Hello, beautiful angels. Pile number 3. You guys picked the card of isolation. Card number 3 and the rose. And we'll get into this energy shortly. So what are we looking at? We're looking at the next major blessing coming towards you, and I can't wait to get into it, because it should be your next major blessing, which I love to deliver great news. So we'll flip these cards over, and this is the opportunity for you to tap into your intuition, and this is the best way to see if this message resonates for you. Okay, so I'll give you this time to ask Spirit to see something that's going to confirm to you, or hear something that might confirm to you that this is indeed your message. Okay, so if you're in tune with your intuition, you can go straight away to the channeled reading, although I won't be sort of doing an energy check so much. So it'll be difficult if you aren't in tune with your intuition to know whether that is your messaging or not. Okay, so something you'll see, feel, or hear to determine whether this is your pile, and strengthen your intuition. I've not looked at these, so we'll go through these shortly, and it'll become clear to us what this messaging is. So, brave souls, you guys picked this isolation. It does not look good. Okay, it doesn't look good because it looks like someone crying and something frozen. Something stuck and frozen. Like I said, the 3 was giving me 3 swords because of the tears. But 3s don't represent generally like the sadness so much, unless we're looking at 3 swords. 3s are all about growth and relationships. Could even be the initial success of something here. Okay, 3 is also Empress energy, which is abundance and love, and divine feminine energy. And we have the rose, which is also giving me love, like romantic love with the rose. But we'll see, because it could just be love of self. Okay, just love is love. But I feel like something might be frozen or has been frozen. So this is about blessings, and we'll see, how does this come into play? Maybe we've been very isolated, very depressed, very sad about something here, or feeling like stuck in something. So let's see. Are we feeling alone? Stuck? Isolation could also be hermit energy. So I'm feeling some Virgo as well. Let's see. Trust. While your logical mind is dictating a supposedly clear direction, your soul's inner guidance is urging you to follow an alternate path. The logical path may be one that you consider safe and more familiar, but you could be missing out on boundless opportunities and so much more. So look at this heart, and the heart has a compass here. Okay, so we're led by hearts. Let's see. It says here, Rowan, number 34, or the number 7. There is no need to fear, dear one. Protected you are, and protected you will always be. Beautiful. So tree, it's all about the health of something, the structure, stability of something. This can stand the test of time here. I could talk about our family lineage. And look at these little crystals in this little world. And so it's giving me this crystal energies crystallized. And then on one side we have mushrooms, and on the other side we have a little, I don't know, a little creature there. I'm not sure what kind of creature, woodland creature. So let's see. A Rowan. There's no need to fear, dear one. Protected you are, and protected you will always be. Okay. So we have the collar. Compliance, duty, and restriction. And so feeling stuck to something or chained to something. This could be talking about devil energy, feeling bound to something. So Capricorn energy. 7 is chariot, which is Cancer energy. That's about movement. So here we're stuck. Here we see movement. Okay, sacred purpose. eternal flame with ancestral legacy. Wow. 43 could be significant. Look at this. 34, 43. Mirrored numbers. Might want to look up angel number 3443. So 7 again. 7's all about faith, wisdom, reflection and understanding. Chariot energy, which could be about victory, finding balance. Okay. Fighting, number 4. 4 is stability, like this tree. But fighting could be conflict. Definitely could be like 5 swords energy with this fighting. Or even 5 wands. Only see one person here though. What are we fighting ourselves? This hand is holding a ring of sorts. Rings could identify, could symbolize infinite potential here with the 0. Could be Fool energy, a new beginning, infinite potential or possibility or opportunity. It could be talking about an official sort of commitment with a ring here. Fighting. Okay. Then we have 28 with patience. Under the Bodhi tree in northern India, here's the Buddha sitting patiently. Patience is giving me temperance energy, which is Sagittarius. Here we have love. Oh my goodness. 25, or the number 7 again. So we have 777. 3 7s could be significant, but 77's a master number. Trust the fall, an adventure that arises deep within from wisdom. Trust life and trust self. So there's something here about needing to trust and trust self. Here we see the doves. There's 3 doves. Wow, 3s keep coming through all 3 readings here. Okay, so that might be a sign for it's coming through, as you guys might resonate with all 3 piles if you were called. Okay, but 3s are all about growth, relationships, initial success. 3 is Empress, which is love, abundance, divine feminine. Okay, but the doves do talk about peace. Here we see the reflection of the dove. The Taj Mahal, India. Wow, love, beautiful. Love is patient. Yeah, love is not fighting. Sacred purpose. Okay, and so here we have astral travel, a vital force, information, dreamtime, soul travel. Wow. Okie dokie. Number 2, big kiss. So 2 is about partnership, and 2 is about choices, balance. There we see big lips here. So the mouth is closed, so maybe we're not speaking our truth or saying something here or choosing. But a kiss could be love, showing affection. Here we have a consciousness of lack. Number 5. So what does a consciousness of lack mean? This means a lack mindset, thinking of what won't work, seeing what we could lose out on. This is like a 5 pentacles type energy. Okay, and we see wearing the red here. Red, it could be the devil energy, which we were feeling from this. So Capricorn energy. Empress, which is Venus, Taurus, Libra energy. Here we have June for a timeline and the angel wings. So if June resonates as something that you're wanting to confirm, this could be a birth month, an anniversary. There could be something very significant about this past June, or when you're manifesting something, or a memory of June. Okay, use it as confirmation. But for some of you guys, it could be this blessing fully manifesting by June. These are timeless readings. So you might be in the month of June or around the month of June. Okay, but just take what resonates here. At the time of the recording, I'm in February. So that's like 4 months' time. 4 or 5 months' time here with the June. Could be when we're manifesting this thing here. Okay, but symbolic June is, where we're getting into summer. And summer things start to thaw here and come into full bloom. And so we had isolation here, something frozen, stuck. Broken ring. Remember we were seeing this ring here. So what is this, a broken commitment? Parting of the ways in either romance or business. So something that might have been broken. Now, we don't take the word so literal, but I do feel like something was, I don't know, there was like a breach of trust or a broken commitment of sorts, or something not coming together. Power struggle, 41, or the number 5. Yeah, so fighting. 5 is challenge, conflict. You may be involved in a power struggle between two or more people. Okay, I feel like there definitely is a struggle within self here. Okay, but we could have been challenged with someone else in our world. And here we have bear spirit with healing. Number 4. 4 is emperor energy. That is Aries energy, all about stability, structure here with this tree. Okay, Aries, and it says healing, bear spirit. So the bear represents boss energy. It could be somebody who might be stubborn or overbearing or aggressive, fixed in their position. Might be someone very heavy, but here with the healing, it could be having to work with someone that was very fixed or stuck. We see more snow energy, which is this isolation. And then, like I said, June could be thawing out to this bear ice energy. So let me sit here with this and tap into what your messaging could be for your next big blessing. You can click on the direct channeled message to get into your reading. Okay, I think you're struggling quite a bit here, and it could be because someone else is struggling. Your situation just seems like it's a challenge here. Okay, and so when we're experiencing big challenge, sometimes the blessing comes through as you just get freed from the blessing, and you're like free from the blessing, free from the struggle, and you're so happy, and I feel like this is you finally learning and coming through a struggle in something that I feel almost seems hopeless, or it seems like it's completely fallen apart in some way. It's a big challenge here. Okay, we might have seen or experienced or want some form of, I don't know, like with this ring, it's like there was a potential, there's an opportunity here. Okay, maybe we wanted a commitment from someone, maybe we wanted to work with someone here, and I feel like it didn't work, or we couldn't see. And so it just felt like it couldn't come together. There was no cohesiveness here. And I feel like Spirit is really saying, we're going to experience what we need to experience in order for there to be a healthy growth of an experience so that you become very solid based on this experience. And so any pain we experience, any suffering we experience is a part of sort of like what's it called? A war wound or a scar wound. You know, when we have scars because of our battle, and it sort of makes us who we are, there's a need here for you to trust that you're being divinely guided. And when we are being divinely guided and the heart starts pulling, it catches us completely sort of off kilter and off balance. And it makes us feel almost like we're in a tug of war. I feel like we're in a tug of war, something that we think we should know better or do better or have better or something to align with, and another world where we feel it's struggling or we feel oppressed or challenged. And so either way, we're feeling sort of stuck or prisoner. It's like, damned if I do, damned if I don't. I can't feel like I'm getting a promise of something that could be rewarding, but I also feel like I can't sort of maintain how I am. And so I feel like there's these two worlds here. But I think what Spirit is showing is the reason we're sort of going through, obviously, is this organic process of growing this tree, this stable thing that you're cultivating. We have to go through learning, what does it look like when I am in a lower state of consciousness, when I'm in, you know, what it says there, a consciousness of lack. So this is like separation consciousness, because of with the twos, this is dualistic sort of thinking. I see the world or the situation or the person I'm dealing with as something separate from me. I am at the mercy of what's going on. I have a power struggle between out there and what's going on in me. And so this whole blessing is, how do I rectify what isn't working out there and integrate into this more healthy energy so I can find happiness, stability, and growth within myself? I have to sort of go through the ups and the downs. And so I feel like this is an unworldly sort of travel, like you're tapping into spiritual realms here of parts of yourself that I feel like you might have not have connected to before. And so this feels very foreign to you. It's like I trust what I see with my eyes and with my mind. And this is sort of how you've navigated in the world. And so this is talking about dream time and soul travel. Like, what is this? It's like our heart is connected to other dimensions and realms because spirit leads us with our heart. And so we are being guided, okay? Even though we might feel fear or we might not trust it because we're not used to it. We might resist it. We might want to cling to the world we know. We might even feel oppressed or stuck. And so spirit is saying, whatever you're feeling here, you're allowed to feel. But this whole experience is to strengthen your own ability with self-love and how you engage with love here. Because at the end of all of this, you're going to experience unconditional love and peace. And we have to experience, what does true patience look like? Patience with ourselves, patience with others, patience with this journey. And so we find enlightenment and we find a higher state of consciousness, which is going from this sort of lack mindset to unity consciousness, where I am one with even the challenging people out there, because I can connect to that is divine. And so that which is divine here allows me to shine light and warmth and beauty into situations that might feel very stuck right now or sad, or where people are very difficult or oppressive or heavy. But I could create the stability in my world. I'm not dependent on someone providing me with stability or commitment or doing what I feel they have to do or should do in order for things to run smoothly here. So we're not looking at the material world so much from the lens of material world, because if we are, then we get very fixed and stuck and frozen. But I feel like going through this is conflict, because the old self, or the self that's sort of grounded in the 3D, is seeing the 3D and goes back into mind and starts to have that dualistic sort of mind speak and wants to get involved with the decision. But I feel like it creates conflict here. And I feel like the conflict is really going on within, although it is reflecting on the outside. So we are experiencing conflict with people. We're experiencing situations that don't seem to go very well. We're experiencing all sorts of upsets, things not working, things broken, promises being not kept, and wanting a sense of stability, wanting a sense of peace and calm and love. And Spirit is saying you will experience love and peace. Okay, but you have to feel it from the inside. And so we need to connect and harness what that is. And how we do this is we trust in the divine. We don't have fear that we're going to be alone or ousted or put somehow wrong. Okay, we have to trust that we're being guided in the right direction and not cling to what isn't working in the now, because what's happening in the now is just a reflection of what's going on inside. And so we can feel some joy in knowing I can turn this around. If I change what's going on within me to a higher state of vibration and consciousness of love and patience, and not create the power struggle, then the outside world will start to form into this beautiful tree, which takes time. Okay, but I feel like this indicator here for some of you guys, like I said, it could be that it's manifesting, around June, but I think it's indicating maybe a period of time. And so I'm recording in February, like I think today is like February 2nd or something. So let's say 5 months, okay, or like 4 months. So from the time where you're at, this might be a project, and you might already be knee deep in it. So we might be halfway through. I don't know where you are, and this is a general reading. Okay, but I feel like we're hitting some breaking point here where something feels very stuck and frozen. And so Spirit's reminding you, like, you're divinely guided here and protected with this angel with these wings. Okay, and so as we're guided, the only challenge or oppression we feel is the one when we start to resist and fight and convince ourselves that there's something else, like a separate self, a little self that has control or that can do something, and we start to try to gain control in some way. And so we're now resisting the way of the universe, and we're creating a power struggle between ourselves and out there. And so Spirit says, once we learn to trust the divine and allow things to flow, then we move through beautiful energy. Then we find peace here and harmony with others around us. And I feel like not only is it in a connection, I feel here with this broken ring. So there might be trust of someone that was lost, or someone here that was just being very difficult, or some situation that was frozen or stuck or just stubborn. I feel like we find peace, but we find peace and harmony all around us. It's reflected back to us in our world. It's harmonious, it's peaceful, it's blissful. We find enlightenment. We could sit with ourselves. We don't feel torturous. We don't feel like we're broken or chasing or confronting or battling. It feels very solid here with the number 4 in this solid tree, but we hang on to the experience. And without the experience, we wouldn't know how to have this solid tree sort of form. And so this is sort of why this is maneuvering or happening the way it is. So we were getting the number 7, which is Chariot. I feel like Chariot always talks about us having to work with the shadowy parts of ourself, the parts of ourself that might be used to, a certain way, using our mind instead of our heart, looking at what's not working, the separation consciousness, and shadow working with that energy in order to see the light, in order for us to work with our divine purpose, so we can work with the chariot and keep it upright rather than against and fight and resist and create friction. Okay, so this is about success. You're going to have success navigating and balancing. You're going to have stability and health in something that I feel like is frozen and you're sad about. You'll know what this is, because I think this is already your state. We might feel very alone. And for a lot of you guys, like I said, it could be in a romantic relationship here with love, but it could just be, I'm not getting along with the people around me, but it's deeper than that. It's like the relationship with self. The love of self needs to be strengthened here. And so I feel like this is all about expanding our own spirituality, expanding our heart consciousness and our awareness, expanding our own ability to trust the divine and our hearts to move and to connect to the spirit world. And if we've been sort of out of touch with our dreams and this dimension of spirit, then it's bringing this into harmony so that we don't have to fear the unknown, and we don't have to sort of use our 5 senses to believe something. We can use the 6th sense to trust where the divine's sort of guiding us, So the only resistance that's being created in your outside world is created from your own relationship with self and with the divine. And so I feel like if we're very focused on your situation right now, which I believe you is a challenge, but if we're constantly sort of expecting or wanting that outside world to manifest differently, Spirit is saying your blessing is going to be your relationship with yourself, your ability to see that you have the power to go inwards to change this struggle from the outside to one of self-love, patience, acceptance, forgiveness, gratitude, and seeing the sacred purpose in your divine self so that things can become healthy. Okay, but I don't feel they're healthy right now. I feel like they're broken, or there's a lack of trust. And so you see that there's potential, but it's like all I'm experiencing here is conflict, And so Spirit says you don't have to experience this at all. In fact, you won't. Like your outside world will be reflecting this beautiful peacefulness, and right now it seems very stuck. We see this heart of rock, and we see this bear that's very heavy, stuck energy in this frozen icicle. But it feels almost like an obstacle, even with this power struggle, resistance. This is breaking like the stone. And so I feel like whatever is stuck and frozen, it has to break free here. It has to move, for there to be new roots. And it goes from stone, cold, stuck, stubborn, to this tree, which is still solid, because we have all these 4s talking about stability in the tree. But it's like, it's alive. A tree has health to it. It has greenery here, and it's alive. It's not a stone. Okay, it's lively, but it's also very secure, very rooted, very grounded. And I feel like we're really needing to work through the self-trust, trust of the divine, trust in the intuition, trust of the heart space. And we find a way out of these chains or the suppression or the control we have, because I feel like any restriction you have right now that's creating this isolation or creating this sadness or this conflict is all about this internal power struggle, or the struggle with the divine, or the challenge in this next period of growth that you're having. We're still in 2 minds here. I don't know what these lips are really talking about. It says a big kiss. So the universe could certainly be acknowledging and giving you love here. Like, I see what you're going through. You know, you're worthy of love. You don't have to feel isolated here. Maybe you're missing affection, or, you know, there's something here that I feel hasn't been forthcoming, you know, but either which way, the power's within you. And we do see 2 5s here. Okay, and 55 is a master number. 55 is change is the only constant, divinely orchestrated change. And so divinely orchestrated means this angel of guidance is pulling you through, you know, allowing things to shift. I'm getting a lot of stone energy. Like, look, she even looks like she's made of stone. You know, it's like frozen stone. And we see this stone, which I said was like breaking here. Big statue. It's kind of giving me the Statue of Liberty. So I'm feeling like Libra energy, but it's like justice will be served. You know, justice is going to be served here. Like even this heart, like I said, this big stone structure. You know, it's going to break here and turn into this beautiful greenery. It's beautiful, and green is all about heart consciousness, because the green represents the heart chakra. And so that's compassion. That's an ability to expand and lead with the heart, okay, rather than with the mind. So I feel like the heart is going to win this battle, and that's where we feel love, and where we feel peace, where we feel patience, because those are all feelings of love, okay? That doesn't come from mind. That comes from heart space. And so let that sort of be the healing energy that breaks you free from whatever suffering is here. So I do feel it is turning around for you guys. And I feel like seeing this experience or this blessing as you going through a journey of sorts, so that you can say, I've come out the other side. I did this. I experienced what I did, and I was witness to the melting of the ice, or the structure that was solid that turned into green life, or that I saw the roots being planted in this tree growing. And so now it means more to you. This tree is going to mean more to you when you're beside it and it looks like this, if you're the one who planted it, right? Like you get attached to it. You see that you're more connected to it. So I feel like there's a need for you to go through what you're going through in order for there to be a deeper sort of fulfilled understanding on the other side, you know? And I don't know, I just feel like this beautiful angel energy is saying, like, don't worry, like there is nothing that could stop this from coming into fruit. It's going to happen, you know? The only thing that could happen is either you're going to enjoy your ride, or you're going to create resistance and not enjoy your ride. But that's up to you. But the ride is happening. And so it's up to you whether you're going to work with the divine here and lean into the heart and let it flow, or fight and resist and try to, you know, make something out of what's going on out there. But out there doesn't matter so much, because that's just a reflection, like I said, of what's going on inside. So once we focus on the inside, then things really, really shift here. Okay, that's what you're being divinely guided to do here. And so this vital force also is giving you the energy, because I feel like a lot of you guys are probably very tired. And so this tree is alive and full and healthy. It's like, I need the strength, spirit, because this doesn't feel good. And so I think you're given this vitality, this strength to move, to be guided, you know, and this feels so light and so airy. Like, look at these birds. So we're not weighed down and oppressed and feeling stuck and at the mercy of all these restrictions and limitations. It's like, I'm free. And it's beautiful, beautiful shift. Okay, so beautiful angels, this is your reading. I hope this helped you, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye-bye.